Hmm. Hmm. Hey, Charles. Yes, I am live. Sorry, I wasn't sure. The hell? I have to make sure. Yeah, find out if I'm doing something wrong here. Um, yeah, I'm just testing out things. So I've got my laptop as a guest, and yeah, to see how this works, really. Yeah, I was taking a look, Charles, to see if anybody was on online. I didn't want to obviously step on anybody's toes, like you know what I mean. Like for example, like Corvinus Wargaming sometimes pops on spontaneously, kind of thing. So I was like keeping an eye, keeping an eye, keeping an eye. Good to see you, man. So what's up with you? Oh, hey, WNN. Oh my gosh. And WNN, we're going to be talking about Douglas Haig in a little while. I just picked up, or I ordered it. It's not here yet. Remember we were saying there last week when you mentioned Douglas Haig's horse basically had all the brains, and I was like, I know he's a polarizing figure, and I'm not saying he's perfect, and I don't know a bazillion other things. Hey, Meandering, Mike. Um, but I did pick up the book, or it's on its way, The Educated Soldier. So it's about Douglas Haig, and it's going to be on another tack from him. It's going to be more or less pro Douglas Haig, probably I would say pretty anti Lloyd George and all that stuff. Um, because I want to engage with you and others that way. It's not, you know what I mean? I'm starting to clue in a lot of the early stuff that I was, finding out about or just believing like they were all this way or they were all that way. And it's like, no, it's a lot more complicated than that. Like I said, I'm not saying that Douglas Haig was perfect. Yeah, like I said, Charles, man, I'm just kind of testing out things. So I've got the computer that's on. You can see me. I'm just using me as a guest with my laptop. And then I've got the other thing. I'm just trying to try things out. So what are you guys up to? Watching the Serenity movie, was trying to stay awake. Oh, shoot, man. I have not, I haven't seen that movie, actually. I've got it upstairs, but I never got around to it. Um, yeah, so this is like a Corvinus wargaming, low key. I'm just doing whatever. I wanted to try things out, like I said. Yeah, let me know what you guys are up to. Yeah, it's very, very pro. Hey, oh, you read it, you little. And there's also, oh darn it, I can't remember his name. He's a pretty prolific World War One Western Front Association lecturer. Darn it, I can't remember his name. He's an ex. I just watched one of his things, but he's doing a book on Haig actually, so that'll be interesting. He plays very, very anti-Haig. Yeah, well, a bazillion people are. I mean, my God, look what happened with a few of those battles, the Somme and the Third Battle of Ypres or Passchendaele, man. So yeah, that's basically all I'm doing. I'm just trying to right now, while you can see over on the table, which will be popping on over here. I just need to get my feet back into that game proper, and it's not something I can just kind of like 5 minutes and kind of clue into what's going on. Butcher Head, yes, yes. Done another turn of the Skellies and Gourds. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, so that's it, really. Like I said, it's not going to be. He ordered Welsh people killed for the crime of not speaking English. What the hell? I found out as well. He never read a freaking novel in his entire life. What the hell? That's like Jesus Murphy. Mind you, he's like one of the few people that I know of that didn't write any memoirs or anything like that. Oh my God. I just got to say, I read, I don't know, the first 2 chapters or whatever of the Winston Churchill thing. Holy shit. I can't wait to like really get my teeth into that one. But I'm almost, that's the thing I'm going to miss monstrously. Yeah, I've got the camera at a weird angle. So I've got so many lights up there. It was just killing the glare or whatever for the camera. I think I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, I'm going to miss. Go back to work on Monday. I just got to say this, man. I have not flipping. I haven't read this much in such a long time. It's just been amazing. Like I think like on the 31st of October, I spent, because it was super warm, must have spent at least I don't know, 5 or 6 hours out in the front yard on the porch there just reading. It was just fantastic. The horse couldn't hold a pen. That's a good one, man. Oh my God. But you think about what's that weird you guys probably know about that. I loved those movies when I was a kid. The Talking Mule, Francis the Talking Mule or whatever. I really enjoyed those things. So it's kind of reminding me of that. Damn, I really enjoyed those as a kid. Yeah, so I may not talk for a while or whatever because I'm going to go back to trying to figure out what the hell's going on with. I'm doing the Russian Army right now. It's like I've mentioned it before. I'm sure I've mentioned it to Meandering Mike. Is that it's? I'm not saying it. It's kind of like it's kind of a bit of a grief. Like I'm just like, oh my God, I run out of troops so fast, and it's like even with the freaking Russians, I'm over there. I'm like, it almost seems like I was overflowing. I mean, my God, I've got like over 20 Opel Cheney brigades. Can't use them, very much for, like I said, in my universe, they're not going to be used for offensive capabilities, but at least a stopgap kind of thing. I've got a significant number of. I've got 19 5 strength infantry units for the Russians, and then I've got from the 11th division all the way to the 67th division are all 4 strength infantry units. Then I've got 29 reserve infantry units at 3 strength points. Plus I've got 3 infantry brigades at just 2, but still. And it's just their front is enormous. And based on the fact that I'm also trying to mount attacks in certain spots, I've got to concentrate my forces a little. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the cavalry that I've got. I keep forgetting about that. So it's been, 1 minute I go this way with my guys, and I think I'm okay, and then I have to start deleting some from an army to reshift because it just runs out so fast. At the beginning, when I thought I was flush with money, if you want to call it that, it was like throwing money around like there was no tomorrow. Here, you can take this, take that, and the other thing. And it's like, Chris, you can't do that, man. You've got nobody left. So I think I've got how many more cavalry divisions at 2 strength? 1, 2. I've got 4 of those, and then I've got another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Did I pop you in the 7th? I guess so. I've got another 8 1-strength cavalry division. So I'm trying to figure out spots on the map that I can get away with putting cavalry in and not really, or maybe like also an Opel Cheney brigade with them and not, just take a risk. I have to see here. I'll be listening, but not monitoring chat. Gonna play. Excellent, dude. Yeah, like I said, this is not a whatever. I'm just doing whatever. Mike, did you watch the Jesters show? Oh, what's it called? The War Room or something? From 4 to 7 my time. Yeah, it's going to be a rude awakening going back to work on Monday, man. I did pick up a sweetheart of a book. It just arrived in the post today. Um, this dude here. Hold on. Dennis Showalter, awesome lecturer, and hopefully a good author as well. So, oh, sorry, wrong hand. There we go. Yeah, I just picked this up. I haven't even looked at it. And then I did get this yesterday. It's you can get it free like in the Gutenberg whatever. But I was like, I prefer to read a really tiny book, really tiny book. Doesn't even go to nowhere near the amount of material I'd like to, but still not the end of the universe. So yeah, like I said, this is gonna be pretty darn low key, and I'll go back and forth. But I'm just trying to get back into. Oh my God, I got 16 replacement units and 220 supply points left. I think basically all I've done right now, I've put in, well, over here, these guys over here, the 7th Army. I can't wait to start looking up. I'm going to have to go and take a look at an atlas and so on and so forth to get more of a. I need to find out all these things, what's going on over here, like west of the coast out into the Baltic Sea. I don't know anything about this area, so I need to figure out. I do know, I was just reading. Oh, I guess it was after the Kerensky offensive collapses there. So this is way in the future. And then the Germans started occupying tons of islands up in the Baltics. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, because Javel Creek obviously doesn't have World War II. Oh, sad. Hey, man, nice to see you. Yeah, didn't notice anybody on, but if you notice anybody wardrobe, please let me know. Like somebody's doing something, an official proper live stream. I'll bop off super duper quick. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to portion my guys out. I'm gonna have to keep on doing this. It's just been a monster haul. The Austro-Hungarians were so easy, and the Germans not so bad either. But this has just been a effing nightmare trying to do portion out all the forces for the Russians. Oh, this has been a nightmare. Not a lot of fun. I'm nowhere near. Well, I keep thinking I'm getting close, and then, like I said, I went and did a count. I still got 53 empty spots. Estonia. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just going to say this. That On a Knife Edge by Holger Opperbach. Holy, I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, so there's no way I'm going to finish it by Monday because it's a little over 400 pages. But and my notebook has just been getting filled up like there's no tomorrow. I've got my freaking pencil beside me, like you have no idea. It's like every 5 seconds. The guy's he knows so much. It's a really good, yeah. So right now we're at the approach. We're almost going into 1918. So there's been a ton of stuff going on. I highly recommend that book. Oh my gosh. Please pick it up. That's what I'm going to say. Hey, Grogshed, great to see you, man. And speaking of books, like I said, I know that you may not have the same space capacity that you have now. But if you do, or you can take your choice, whatever, is that, well, for goodness sakes, I've got a bunch of duplicate books, like, you know what I mean? And you're free to grab any of them for sure, due to the fact that you've been so generous with me that way. So yeah, you get your. I will say this. Remember, I've got my original copy of the Live and Live System there by Tony Ashworth. That was a transformative book for me, and I've got it. Well, you can have my first copy. There's a 3-part BBC show you should watch if you ain't seen it, called 37 Days. No, I've not seen it, so let me write this down. Hold on here, I'll pop it in my notebook. Which makes sense. That's so nice. I don't think you guys can actually hear the music that I'm playing. This is really nice. 37 Days. By the way, did you see the, I think it's a BBC special they did on the on the armistice when they went and signed it in the railway car. And that poor guy, that poor high school teacher or whatever, that got suckered into being the one that signs for the Germans. I don't know if you've seen that. But that's really good. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, books, eh? Jeepers jumping. Oh, by the way, on a side note, I've been trying to see if I can figure out because I know that Clark Commando 1983, Mark Ruggiero was mentioning that one of his friends was selling some of his games there for his estate sale on Constant World, and I went to it, and I'm having a hard time finding, I guess, his specific whatever. So if you guys can help me out, I know Meandering, Mike, you were mentioning that I should go to the Facebook something or other. I'm not going to go down that Facebook road anymore. So that ain't happening. But thank you for letting me know. Just due to the fact that I was saying to Zoe Dufort this afternoon, I was like, I want to buy a game that Mark Ruggiero's actually touched. You know what I mean? I want it in my house. And I said, I hope you don't think it's kind of creepy. And she's like, no, not even close. I said, good. Because I just would like, yeah, I want that feel. His friend is probably selling. Okay, darn it. Okay, so maybe I'm going to have to bite the bullet or get somebody to do it. You can be a proxy for me. For sure. Oh my gosh. Just going to say this. It's yeah, that book for flipping sure, man. That On a Knife Edge book has just been a sweetheart of a book to buy. So happy I got it. Other than that, for my fictitious game, that weird cube game upstairs. Yeah, I went down. I'm trying just a straight up normal CRT with some like other ones. I think I'm using the blue and the gray one, but I'm just well, I flipped the numbers because they're like all lower is better, and I'm like screw that. Is Zoe on Facebook? I'm not. Otherwise, yes, she is. I think she is. I'll ask her. For sure. Yeah, I dropped down the video quality down to 720p due to the fact I've got two computers right now fighting for the internet, and I've also still got my internet radio kicking in there. I think I was mentioning to in another video that I do want to the war game over there. Well, two reasons: one, to check out the CRT, and secondly, is it's taking me so bloody long to play this, to set it up. And I desperately want to well, push some cardboard around, for goodness sakes. So, like this style cardboard, not the, just any old cardboard. Like I want to get, like I really want to see things develop. So I'm like, well, why not? Oh, all right. Yeah, see, there goes my internet connections. Maybe I'll have to turn off the radio. Charles Latora, I know you know the people. I'm not going to do a separate video for it. Where this says turn on the extension, remove these. I won't tell what's talking about. I was showing Zoe Dufort the mounted map for Shoots Troopa, and I ripped it right up at the top because I don't know how to fold back these bloody things very well. Even she was trying to help me out, and I said to her afterwards, I don't know what the hell it is with people and their freaking mounted map obsessions. I don't like mounted maps. I'm sorry. For a variety of reasons. One, they don't do exactly what you say they do, which is lay flat. I've never had a single one lay flat yet, except an ASL map because it's just one panel kind of thing. Secondly, they add to the shipping cost, and they also add to the production cost. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of them. And so I end up having to usually epoxy on them anyways. It pisses me off. Hey, Hexstacks, great to see you, man. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of mounted maps for those three reasons. They don't do what they say. They're expensive to produce, and they're expensive to ship. Send me a flipping paper one, or give me the option to buy a mounted one if I'm so freaking horny for having a mounted map. It sucks. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, so I ripped the bloody thing. And like I've said before, I have a really hard time figuring out which way to go with the folding, which I don't seem to have that issue with paper maps, especially if they're non-glossy and just a straight up map. I will say this: oh my god, I can't wait to get Soldiers back on the table proper. That game is just a kick-ass game. Awesome! I so want to play that against the human being, or flipping sure. But I'm learning about this, man. I'm learning. I'm learning like this over here to concentrate my forces and keep some keep a reserve in division, in one hex behind kind of thing. So that way, when I do advance, I've got somebody to fill in the spot that I just vacated, and so on and so forth. Trying. But still a long way to go. Like I said, I've got 53 empty spots on that flipping map, and I don't have anywhere near the amount of troops that I want to put in. So I have to start weaning the other ones off, and then back and forth. And then once that gets set up, I'm not sure if. Well, I do know that I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do a while back, which is just do this big giant jump into the grand campaign and have everything ready. And like, there's no way. And I still want to play, so it's like everything's going to have to be incremental. That's just the way it's going to have to be. As long as I don't move too far ahead and cause issues when because everything I'm trying to get all the fronts now to be integrated, even though I'm not going to be playing all the fronts at the same level of detail as that one. Remember, I told you the Arabian conflict zone, which is going to be Mesopotamia and Persia, the Sinai, Palestine, that type of thing. And the Caucasus. That's going to be. That or is that part of the Black Sea conflict? It doesn't matter because it's an afterthought. No, neither one are going to do it. Hey, Corvinus Wargaming, I'm pulling a spontaneous you. I was thinking of you. It's like doing that thing which you did yesterday, which I was talking to Zoe Dufour about. I was having a great old time. You stayed on long too. Next year, end of March, you'll be able to buy the first of my World War One books. Oh my gosh, that is totally cool, dude. Please let us know. Like if you're going to keep on the show there on Saturdays or whatever, for the love of God, make sure you mention these things so that way we can let everybody else know to get your book, for goodness sakes, man. That's for flipping sure. So like I said, I may stop talking for a bit because I've got to go and look at the table and think about things. And am I doing this right? As in, like, did I do everything right when I start looking at all the reinforcements? And, I'm sure that I'm going to make a bazillion mistakes or whatever, but as long as I can still continue or I understand what I'm doing right or wrong, I'm going to be great. For sure. For flipping sure. God, WNN. Just imagine how that's going to feel when you see people buying your stuff. And, oh my gosh. Oh, that must be amazing. Oh, you're going to find out soon enough, man. Oh. What else did I? Yeah, like I said, I just ordered the Educated Soldiers, so that'll be interesting when that pops up. But that Winston Churchill book, like I said, is like, What's wrong with this pencil? They're daft for paying you, eh? No way, man. No way, no. Okay. Oh, I just want to start seeing this in action. I want to see. Oh my gosh, there was another thing though. I was uh, made a note about today when I was reading on the knife edge. They were mentioning that the Caporetto offensive there, it caused a ton of grief for the Austro-Hungarians. You're like, the hell are you talking about? It was their offensive, like it was their success. And they were like, well, it was a Pyrrhic victory in some ways, in the sense that they took a massive amount of casualties, as well as they overburdened their rail and other transport systems so much that they weren't able to bring food, and they were already having, as you know, monster issues. They weren't able to bring nowhere near the amount of food towards the urban centers and so on and so forth for the regular people. I was like, oh gosh, is this modeled in any games? I don't know, but I was like, oh my, that would be an interesting thing to think about. It was also I signed up there for the postcards from the front Hissy Cats thingamajig. I was wondering if there's going to be maybe some way of making a two-front game. I'm going to have to go look it up. I've got it upstairs. The Siege of Leningrad or whatever. It's a solitaire game book thing from I don't know who Minden Games, I think. I think that should help me look at that in a two-front war system. In other words, a give and take. You want to do something militarily, well, you're going to have to take something from the home front resource-wise. And things may happen home front-wise that you can't do militarily. If you try to it, you're going to, you know what I mean? I want to see if there's some kind of balancing act of, you know, achieving your military objectives, but you're also have to worry about your home front. That'd be, I'd like to see if there's some ways of doing that. But it was neat. I actually made my cube game on an 8 because he's doing different sizes. You can do the postcard and 8.5, then an E4 for goodness sakes. Was that so? I did morph the cube game into an 8.5 by 11. Maybe I'll go upstairs and grab it downstairs. But it breaks one of my tenants, which is I showed Zoe Dufour. She's like, "Yeah, it works. Pretty ingenious." Blah blah blah. But I was like, "Yep, it's monstrously way too finicky." So it breaks one of my main tenets of making a game, which is don't fight. You fight the battle, not the game. I want you. That's what I want you to focus on. Not trying to fight, you know, the components where the counters are bigger than the hexes, or your mounted game board doesn't lay flat. That type of stuff, or you get the idea. So it won't work. I don't want to get into a concept game too. I like Hissy Cat was saying he wants to make you know, make a real game, make a real war game kind of thing. So I'll give it a shot. I'm like, okay, I've also got to be realistic. It's like I can't. Well, I'll bring it down. You see what I mean? It's like it works, but it's like it's insane. Like, you know, unless you like really tiny hands or something. You tried the World War Ones of I don't know what that is. HO. You're gonna have to. I'll go upstairs. You can and let me know what the heck you're talking about. I don't know. Okay, hold on. It's amazing how much paper I have left as well. I was really surprised. Hearts of Iron. No, WNN. I don't play. I don't play computer games. Essentially, or if I was going to play a video game, I would play either. Well, I do on my 3DS, but that's Animal Crossing. And other than that, I'd go upstairs and play like Mario Kart on my Wii U or something like that. But here, you can see what I mean. Like it's, or maybe it won't. But there, it's all in an 8.5 by 11. Actually, what I should do is this, something like that. No, that'll work. Hold on, there. I think maybe. So, anyways, I'll show you what I mean by the. Yeah, I was surprised. I still got a ton of space. Um, is yes, my 3DS is just amazing, man. And I ended up, I don't know if you're interested, I did this years ago. You can get a high capacity 3DS battery from Germany. Well, you'll see my 3DS over here. Hold on. It's way, way bigger. As you can see, the battery case is monstrous. Look at that thing. It's due to the fact that I went, like I said, I spent some money to get a high capacity battery. Essentially, Corvinus Wargaming, I went from having to charge that bloody thing like every 3 seconds to, well, let's say once every day and a bit, to now once a week. It's like it's wicked. So, anyways, like I said, I was able to still do the things with the cubes upstairs, as in have multiple strength things, because as you can see, it's like a little tent. So you'd have your numbers. Like I'd have an 8, 8, and then you'd flip, and then 4, 4, and then again, I could flip again to 2. You get the idea. The problem is, it's like, do you really want to play a game where the things are that tiny? Like, good Lord. So that's where I was like, okay, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight the game, like I said before. I want to fight the battle. That's one of my biggies. Yes, Corvinus Wargaming. I used to. The only reason why I ended up getting the 3DS way back when was that. Okay, I still do. It's over there. My DS Lite. Now, the DS Lite is got to be one of the best portable game devices out there in the universe. First of all, the DS Lite allows you to still play Game Boy Advance games because it's got a slot for that. And the battery capacity is off the charts because its power consumption is so tiny. The only reason why I ended up getting a 3DS XL was the fact that I was playing certain games such as Age of Empires, which you can get on the for the DS. Fantastic game, because that version of Age of Empires is a turn-based game, not real time. Mind you, have you played Lego Battles, Corvinus Wargaming? I know it's real time, but holy cow, is it ever good? I will say this: the only thing I'm sad about with the 3DS, I understand why they're doing it, why they did it, was there's no more support for it. You know, I can't. There's no. I wonder if there's still a Street Pass though. I wonder if I could do that. Is it not play that one? To sell soon. Oh boy. You know what, Grog Shed? I may buy your 3DS then, just because I want to have if my 3DS ever crapped out, I would cry a river. So you know, I've had this thing for over 10 years. So yeah, that would not be a good thing. Imagine, man, I've been playing that flipping game in Animal Crossing for over 10 years. It's just nuts. I love it though. I know it sucked. Oh my god, I had so much fun. Oh, the eShop was just spectacular. There's so many old retro games I've got loaded up on the 3DS. It's nuts. Even the Burger Time game, I guess, was originally the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, that black and white thing. Holy smokes, that thing was amazing. My daughter's, but she wanted to sell it. Dungeon colors that people use to call. Okay, I'll have to look that up. I've got. I can't remember the ones I've got. Metal Gear Solid from the eShop. Oof. I played that on the Sony, I think, way back. One of my friends, whatever's. I don't know if you guys have ever played. Oh my God! If you can pick up, it's for the 3DS. Fantasy Life. I don't have no idea why that game has not been ported to other systems. I do not understand it. It is one of the best bang for your buck games I've ever played in my life. Oh my God. It I've played unbelievable amount of hours of that game. Years I haven't played it in quite some time. Nowhere near finished. I would say probably at maybe 1 or 2% complete. You're allowed to be, I think, 15 or 16 professions, and like from a fisherman, cook, sorcerer, fighter, you name it. It's incredible. And you master up. I've only been I'm an Uber fisherman, and I'm now a cook. I'm still working it. It's got a monster narrative story. I finished that sadly. So now it's like a free range, world. I can just wander around, do whatever the hell I want. Oh my God, man, that game is, please, if you got it, pick that up. If you can find it, please, for the love of God. Fantasy Life. How the hell that game has not been ported to another system, I still don't understand. I really don't. Yeah, the 3DS is just my God, did Nintendo ever do a good job? My God. Those Game Boy, let's be honest, the 3DS is just all those things beyond are beyond, they're just an extension, like a new version of the Game Boy. Yeah, the original Game Boy used to, it actually taught me quite a bit of chess, that Chess Master 2000 or whatever it is. That's a tough AI, man. Takes a long time for me, at least it did anyways, but it was a great way for me after work. Yeah, this is way back when I was that just after university? Yeah, it would have been just after. So as a cook, short order cook. I hate being a line cook. I did it for 2 days, never do it again. Pennsylvania 3, oh, that would be nice. Yeah, too bad that eShop's gone. Other than that, the other, like I said, Lego Battles is fantastic, but that's for the DS. I don't know if you guys have played a lot of different versions of Mario Kart, but I've noticed over the years, and it's not me, as in like I'm getting better or whatever, because I go back to the older versions and it's really tough. But I've noticed that the older version, it seems as every iteration of Mario Kart is getting easier to play. Oh, okay. I'll go. Oh, let me go to the table. Hex. Hold on here. It'll probably help me out. Okay. So right now we're at what we're calling, or what I call, the December truce. So essentially the original combined Tannenberg and Galicia games, which ends at the end of turn 7 for November, which I've now converted. I don't like having turn 1 to 7. I'm converting them into actual dates. So that would have been the end of from the 26th to the 30th of November, 1914. That's the end of the game. Would have been. But obviously, as you know, I'm not doing that. I wanted to go off into Grand Campaign land. Based on this, though, the Russians had a decisive victory ages ago. The Central Powers would have had to inflict another 87 demoralization points on the Russians just to bring them down to a substantial victory, the Russians. It's because they were able to stay in East Prussia for so flipping long, and temporarily they did a mad rush and nailed cities over here in Silesia, and that caused the Germans monster grief. As you can see, though, they got the Russians the hell out of there. So I finished setting up the Austro-Hungarian troops. They're all put aside there on paper. I did all the German sides, so they're on this bit. So that's where all the bingo chits are. And I've now portioned out, or starting to portion out, what the Russians are going to be up to. I don't know what else you know, except that the Ottomans and the Russians signed a non-aggression pact way back when, I think back in early November, to the shock of everybody. But it helps both sides out, obviously. So now the Ottomans can concentrate their forces in the Arabian conflict zone, Mesopotamia and Palestine and whatnot, which they're doing. And the Russians now only have one front. It's not all the troops have been shifted over. It's taking time, but almost the entire Caucasian army for the Russians, both sides are like, there's hardly anybody up there. And they're getting all shifted towards here, which is fantastic, obviously, for the Russians. They only have one front to deal with. And then I started looking at, okay, what I know that I would love to, well, I learned from the initial bits, I can't do everything I want to do. And now that everybody's entrenched, not as badly as the Western Front, but still they now start having a solid defense. If you've got 5 strength points or more, infantry, I think it's infantry strength points or more, in an entrenched position, it's essentially like I've got to inflict at least 5 strength points. Oh, I think that's just with the trenches anyways. But I now need artillery. It's 19, it'll be going into 1915, so I'll need on the Eastern Front, and it gets worse as we get later on. But right now, for the Eastern Front, I'm going to need at least 2 artillery points. And remember, in Der Weltkrieg, it's all or nothing with artillery. You can't like half-ass supply. You got to give them all. And it's 1 supply point per 2 strength points, like a counterattack kind of thing for infantry and whatnot. So I need to start positioning my artillery. Otherwise, I start taking penalties. You're a negative die roll modifier when you go to do attacks. So this is the kicker, though. The Russians have got a retarded amount of look. Their artillery is not big, but tough. It doesn't matter. I don't need them to be big. They're all they're all 2 strike point. I've got 11 of them. It's not a lot, but if I can focus where I'm going to make my attacks, I should be able to cause a bit of grief. I'm 100% convinced to take the flanks. Cernovitz and Stanislaw are already occupied by the Russians. However, the Austro-Hungarians are right up against them. What I'm trying to do is obviously seal off the rail junctions for the Austro-Hungarians here to be able to bring up reinforcements. I want to cut off these passes here as much as possible. It's not going to be immediate, but I'll give it a shot. They're in a wicked salient too here, the Austro-Hungarians, so I'll see what I can do here. These, you probably can't see them, maybe you can, but these are like potential objectives, but here's my biggie. I know they've got a railhead there, but I've got to take my time. They're across the river. I can't go, I'm going to go where I got my best opportunities first. So we'll go to this. This is the 8th Army here. Brusilov, not a lot of troops, but he's going to be a major component. The other major component is going to be the 6th Army. Who are you? Let's go take a look. It's been a long time, so I'm glad. I'm not looking at the comments. Sorry, guys. You guys are on another realm here. I want to take a look and see who's who or who's whom. Sorry. 6th Army is Dmitry Nadziozny or something. I don't know who the heck you are, but that's their objective there. They're a new army. I don't have enough core HQs brought into place. Remember, Der Weltkrieg, you're allowed to just make them up whenever the hell you want, but it's not. You know what? I'll try this, see if this works. Problem is, you guys are going to get monster glare. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. Oh, Kilroy was here. I'm glad to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Mario Kart on the Switch is definitely easy to pick up. I like it. Yeah, and essentially it's the same as the one I have for the for Mario Kart 8. It's just I think a better frame rate. You guys got a couple of extra little gizmos, but essentially it's the same thing. But of course, do you think they're compatible? Like I can go online with my Mario Kart 8? Nope. Oh my God. Corvinus Wargaming. I don't know. It's probably not with the Switch, but the classic controller, or the controllers for the Wii U. I'll try to bring this down so you guys don't get the light glare. Remember, I'm not really looking at the things. I always was like, how the hell are these controllers got batteries for so long? It's the same battery that they used for the 3DS. That's why it's like they got like a ridiculous like 60 hours of use. It's just nuts. Yes, Mario Kart 8. And did you know, by the way, all the music in Mario Kart 8 was done by a live orchestra? Oh, that game is just don't even start. That game is so spectacular. I love it, love it, love it. We used to play it quite a bit here. Well, not anymore because I've taken over. Dervell Krieg and the Great War has taken over my house. But we used to play Mario Kart with my projector onto the wall. So it was 108 inches. So each person got a 54-inch screen. It was hilarious. The four of us, and just had a great old time. Oh my gosh, that's been quite some time. But I got so good at it by myself that when others came over, we had to play in mirror mode to kind of like handicap me, because I had almost memorized all the courses, which was neat because due to the fact that we were doing mirror mode, people would be like, what the hell? You just see me like all of a sudden drive right into a wall because I'm so used to going left, but now it's right. Oh my God, it was nuts. Okay, let's get back to this. So, and then we got the Third Army, but that's now, remember that used to be Ruski, but he got fired in my universe, and now Anatoly Rosenshield, who used to be over there, is now over here. He was a division commander, but he's been doing really darn good, man. I really like him. He's a supporting role. That's what I'm trying to do yet again with the initial thrust, with some a supporting army, and see if that helps. So we're gonna just lay low. I'm sure like you guys as well, when you go to play things, you just want to do everything, but I can't do everything. And this is why I love these type of games where I'm starting to learn. It's like, no, man, you model reality or whatever, or history or whatever. So we've got the Third Army here, just going to be a lay low. Fifth Army, same thing, lay low. Ninth Army, lay low. Fourth Army, that's von Salza. I've got to do some stuff to make sure that, but yet again, the Germans are so far away from their lines of supply, and they cannot they cannot convert any of this rail until springtime because it's Russian territory. So I'm in great shape. In the further I go this way, the more internal lines of communications I have, and the worse they are, as far as I'm concerned. But we're all entrenched now, so I'm not going to give it up, obviously. So we've got Kielce here, Radom here, and I'm glad we still got keep them. I'm in a bit of a, obviously you can see here, I'm a bit of a micro salient, but so are they. So I'm going to see what I can do here. Anybody you see with these little duduns, the counters up on the top here, it's basically essentially what I've finished putting in their little whatevers. And then we've got the Second Army here. I don't want to do it. But like I said, I rolled for it because just because I want to do this narration thingamajig. And the Tsar wants a show of force to try to reclaim Łódź. I don't want to go towards Łódź, really, because it doesn't really seem to be any major strategic value for me at this moment in time, due to the fact that it's even going to extend me out further into a salient thingamajig. So I don't want to do it, but he told us to do it. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do it. But I'm going to do half-assed. I think I've mentioned that before. So I'm going to go for this little spot, which is towards the rail, put in some artillery and whatnot, and set up some good infantry. And that's it. I'm just going to hopefully take that spot, and that's going to be it. and I hope the Tsar will be happy with that, because that's not where I want to focus. I want to focus on the flanks, and I know for a fact the Germans are going to want to take me out of East Prussia as much as they can. And I'm in a monster salient here yet again. You can see this little spot. I've got, yes, but I'm behind, but not all of me. So they've got some good. They got wicked internal lines of communication as well there. I know what's going to happen. But if I can put a lot of pressure on Memel here, and that's why I was saying I need to go off into Wonderland and find some other maps and so on and so forth about the Baltic Sea and find out what's going on here and start incorporating perhaps the Great War at Sea into my narrative game. Because I really, look at this. This is tiny little bit of land towards Königsberg. That would be insanely hard to defend as far as I'm concerned. Oh boy, I'm really excited about taking Memel. So I've loaded her up, the 7th Army, like you wouldn't believe. Completely fake. Who's the person? Ivan Karpov. Actually, that person is a real person. He's my boss's husband. He's from Russia. So I was like, well, I popped him in. And went off into AI land, gave him a little fake image and whatnot. And yeah, so I have to start also, I'm going to do for the very first time, start converting rail. Once springtime hits, that's going to be like making rail, I should say, not converting rail. That's going to be spectacular. I can't wait to do that, because I don't know if you can see, but there's these little spots that just stop. And I'm like, oh, like here, right here. This we're on here. So what I want to do is link up. I want to link up a single track rail to here. And I'm also going to go take a look at the rules later to find out whether or not I'm allowed to convert single track to double track. I don't know if you're allowed to, based on the whatever, but I'd like to see that as well. But like I said, it was earlier on in the video there was, or whatever, I was concerned about when I read there today about the fact that, offensives and whatnot were causing rail constraints for bringing in food and so on and so forth towards urban centers. And I'm like, I want to have that modeled in some way, shape, or form. Look, it doesn't mean that this game, and of course, I've morphed it so much beyond belief it's not funny. It's almost like basically the only thing left is the map. Not really, but pretty close. It's not going to model, like, I mean, he had his own focus, Dave Schroeder, you know what I mean? Like, okay, what do I want to model? What do I want to portray? And it, it's not going to fit everything I want to fit. So that's it. Hex. I've got the 10th Army here yet again. They're not going to do much. Who are they? That's Vladimir Olikov, probably someone made up, or I went and found him on some whatever. And then we've got the 9th Army here. He's a real person. Platon Lechitsky. Who's the 5th Army? I think you're a real person too. Yep. Paul von Pleve. Nikolai Protopopov. He's a real person, but he was, I fired, remember, Samson. In my world, Samsonov never blew his brains out in the forest, but I did fire him. And then I brought in, like I said, Mr. Protopopov, and I think that's it. And I've got the 10th Army. I already mentioned him. Yeah. And then Rennenkamp, of course, he's still sticking around. So that's that for that. I'll rotate the computer over a little bit. And these little arrows are also because the way I'm trying to do it is I've got Yuri Danilov. He's the overall sector commander, or Eastern Europe conflict zone commander. He's the overall guy here over in Brest-Litovsk. It just made sense for me. Like, it's just this monster artery of double rail. It's insane. So he's here. He's the black lines. He's doing this. But everybody's, hey, look, the front is monstrous. So I was trying to figure out ways of decentralizing, but still keeping some kind of like overall whatever. So there's going to be this sector as well. I don't know who the hell is going to be in Proskurov, but that's going to be someone trying to get the information from here and tell the other army commanders, okay, this is what's going on. because you've been focused so much on what you're doing. We want you to know what's going on in the other universe, like in the other areas of this conflict zone. And then I've got another guy over here in Kovno, but I don't know who that person is as well. That's it. So, and they're going to be in charge of just the Yellow and the 7th Army. And yeah, that's about it. And this, like I said, these guys are here and here. He's going to be the 3rd, 8th, and 6th. This guy's the 5th, the 9th, the 4th, the 2nd, and the 10th. Monstrous, but there we go. I'll go take a look at the comments and so on and so forth. Hold on. Rotate you back. This company, they're really good. I have a controller. You guys are doing reading here. Oh, sorry. I'll try to make sure that you don't get that. That's not too bad. Nope. So that's that, really. And it's good. Like I said, this is going to take 3 flipping years to finally finish up. But I know sometimes Charles, you're like, don't stress out or whatever. No, I'm not saying I stress out. It's and I don't get I wouldn't say overwhelmed, not nowhere the way I used to, but it's like there's just so much to do. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I know I'll make a bazillion mistakes. I should start looking at what I should do with the cavalry. Like I said, I've got a bunch of them. Maybe that's where I should start looking. See where I can, because I just got, I said 53 empty spaces and nowhere near that amount of troops. Like I think for just straight up infantry troops, not looking at the Opolcheny brigades, I've got 3 brigades there. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, shit. Yeah, 23 infantry divisions. So, yes, I know, Meandering Mike, man. But isn't that nice to be? I was just saying, I don't know who the hell I was talking to a little while ago. Oh, my God. I think it was on your show, maybe yesterday, Corvinus Wargaming, when I was mentioning, I said, I don't know the word boredom. I understand, like, I can look it up in the dictionary, but that's about as close as I'll ever get to it. Overwhelmed is another thing entirely. Oh my gosh. Yes, man. Oh, you guys are like on the same wavelength there, Grog Shed. And so many books. Let's start off with that. It's books, games, painting, miniatures, insanity. I'd rather be that way than these other people that are like, oh, what are you going to do when you retire? Huh? Are you out of your country? Jesus, Murphy. Don't even start there. Yeah, maybe that's what I should do. I'll look at the, I'll start trying to figure out where to put the other cavalry divisions. Got to be in spots where obviously I'm, not anticipating an attack, or I can put them in like a really, really good, like in a swamp kind of thing. Like behind a river in a swamp. I hear that all the time with reading and research really starting. See how little time we have. I know, man. And let's be honest, like also, like I was talking to Zoe Dufour about it yesterday. She's like, with Clark Commando 1983, Mark Ruggiero, she's like, I think it's easier or harder to know when you're going to go. I'm like, I don't know. I obviously don't know, but it's amazing that, as far as I'm concerned, we were talking about it as well. My birthday was just a few days ago, and she hung out with me. We went for pizza and stuff. It's amazing how everything around me is telling me nothing's permanent. The seasons change, everything, not even mountains last, and so on and so forth. Like, there's so many cycles, so many things saying, Chris, nothing lasts. And yet this weird trick of life always makes me, always makes me think I'm gonna last forever. And it's like, no, you're not. The richest, most powerful people on the planet over time that had unbelievable power over other people still died. Nothing. And thank God, I hope to God that it lasts for at this moment in time, anyways. I hope to God that AI and cybernetics and the zillion other things never allow. Like, we already have problems with people trying to do that crazy dynastic legacy things of trying to keep their, thumb on people's way of looking at life or control of them forever. What would happen if that ever happens, where you were able to deposit your consciousness or whatever into something for eternity? Oh, God, that's just no, 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 no. That's the whole. As far as I'm concerned, the gift of life is knowing that the price is you have to give it up. You have to be recycled. You have to be reused. You're just, that's the way I'm looking at it. Who's this? Never even heard of that stuff. What is that? Is that some kind of sausage, Charles? What? I think I've mentioned to a few people that I've just been lately. Oh, maybe I'll do it later. Been addicted to grilled cheese and dill pickle sandwiches lately. Oh, jeez, good. Oh my God, I'm saying this. So I do for though. I think today too. I was like, do you remember that can of disgusting cordon bleu meatballs and gravy that I picked up at the dollar store just for the hell of it? Oh my God. Put that on a toasted hot dog bun with some melted like cheddar cheese or whatever. Evil. Evil. I'm just trying to read. Yeah. It's I've never had liverwurst, so I don't know what it tastes like. Um, Hey, Grog said, yeah, maybe you have to like start getting into those book games or whatever. You have to start getting into that type of stuff until you're whatever. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll move you guys over a little bit. Hold on here. Start looking at it. I'll try not to get you the glare. Let's see. Okay, yeah, a little bit, eh? Hold on. Liverwurst. So what does liverwurst look like? Is it a sausage? Whoa, cool, Charles. I don't know if you'd be into it, Grog Shed, but the Siege of Leningrad, I think that's the one I've got upstairs for Minden Games. That's been something that's been cooking in my head to give it a shot. I think actually someone like Charles Latour would probably like it due to the fact that it's very spreadsheetish. So I gotta go and look because I want to find out what liverwurst looks like dog food. Interesting. Oh, so did that meatball from Cordon Bleu or whatever. I was even saying to Zoe before, I was like, I don't know what the hell these meatballs are made from. I'm sure at the factory they've got one valve. It just goes squirting into cat and dog food cans, and then they just move the valve the other way, and it goes into the Cordon Bleu. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. See, I've got a couple of spots here. Swamp and behind river. But because they're in swamp, these two I can't entrench. I can't entrench him either. Not the end of the universe, but I've got to be aware of these things. Maybe I should put them in spots where The Austro-Germans are as far away as possible from their lines of supply or the railhead or whatever. So that way, you know what I mean? It's like, well, you probably can't supply an attack there, so I can get away with popping some cavalry there. Would be interesting. Hmm. I should look down here. Yeah, because where are they going to go? I don't know if those are railheads. They're the railheads. Yep. Okay, so that's their extent of their railheads. Here, here, and here. Around here. Okay. I just feel like I don't want to make decisions just to like rush it. If you know what I mean, like it's like, oh, just plop them there, kind of thing. It's like, well, that's not what they would have done in real life. You know, you're playing with real people here. I can't just like, oh, you know, just for the sake of wanting to like start up the game. That's why I said maybe I can uh, take a chunk here and model it and put it upstairs or whatever, and war game a little war game kind of thing, saying, okay, you've set her up. You know what, for example, what's going on here with the Seventh Army. I know how many supply points I have, and so on and so forth. I know what the Germans got over there, and see what happens. That would be interesting. Yeah, Charles, man, I still haven't sent you. You're the second last. Oh my God, it's been an age. I'm so pokey, beyond belief pokey. But you're the second last person I need to send some stuff out. And trust me, you're getting some stuff out. I'm not gonna. It's upstairs. I'm just so ridiculously pokey. Um, Dad versus son finally got. Hey, Zoe 24, great to see you, man. Yeah, I just decided. What the hell are you? Oh, I guess you're taking a break. It's cool, man. Uh, yeah, you're probably on break or something. Yeah, so I do four. I wanted to test out um, what I could do with this. Or for example, right now you can see me. That's through the laptop that I have. That I've invited myself as a guest, and I'm using the camera. Obviously, as supposedly me as the table down, but. Yeah, I just wanted to see what I could get away with and start learning a little bit that way. Hold on, but it's so far away I can't see what anybody's saying. Yeah, break at work. Well, I hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, we're talking about. Well, I was talking that you were hanging out with me and so on and so forth about this, that, or the other thing. So yes. Uh, now I go quiet when we get more people. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hey, Zoe Dufour, the furnace still hasn't kicked in yet, so I'm still at a good temperature, I guess. I'll go take a look. I'm probably down to about 16 or so. We'll see. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, XX. And I'm not sure. I'm not, like I said, it doesn't matter. But when I go into January 1915, if you go and look at the Grand Campaign, it's just after the reinforcement schedule. So it'd be, I think, Section 43 talks about the economics and whatnot. I'm starting with their initial stockpiles. So what all the combatants had at the beginning of the war, they're going in with that again. I'm okay with it. It's going to be, yeah, I'm okay with it for sure. The only other things I have to, I'm not sure if I mentioned this at the very, very beginning. I have to remind myself that I still have, I've got it in the notes, so it's not the end of the world. but the Germans are using 12 supply points to get 6 reconnaissance aerial asset points, so they can use for reconnaissance. And they still have to send over, I think, another 5 supply points. I'll take a look. I got it somewhere in the book. Hold on here. Grant, where are you? Pretty sure it's in here. Oh my God! And the Germans have to put garrisons in the occupied centers. I know it's Russian area, so it's like halved or whatever, but it's still, I've got to remember that. Yeah, Germany wants to spend 12 supply points to get 6 aerial asset points, and I still owe 6 supply points to the Austro-Hungarians for the what the heck did I call it? The Tarnów agreement or something like that, where we've allowed essentially the Germans have complete operational control here in Austro-Hungary, right here. So all this rail and everything, well, it's still friendly rail, but you get the idea. What I'm trying to say is they've got priority. The Germans here have priority. That's why they're right over here. It's pretty wild. Actually, oh my God, Harold Bosma is not here, but I turned him into a corps commander, I do believe. Hold on, let me go and take a look at my Germany book. I think he's a corps commander. And so is William Ahrens, actually. Yep, William Ahrens is in the German 8th Army. I don't know where the hell they are. He's the 24th Corps commander. And Mr. von Bosma is the 31st Corps commander. He's somewhere around here. Yeah, I just love doing that stuff, man. It's when I get to play my game and you guys are with me all the time. It's a really nice feeling. So, yep. So it's going to be interesting with all that. Like I said, it'll maybe be the next thing I have to start looking up towards is like I've said, the production chart, and trying to see if the Der Weltkrieg production chart is historically realistic, and that should be relatively just a little tiny bit of work to find out about, because obviously historically we can see how many divisions appeared later on, that type of stuff. So how quick were they able to start constructing, making new armies and so on and so forth. So I want to be able to say, okay, they were saying it costs this much and so on. Like, is that possible with the Der Weltkrieg Grand Campaign module? My feeling is no. Oh my God, speak of the bloody devil, William Ahrens, we were just talking, or at least I mentioned you, that you are in my game. You're the in the German army. You're the 8th. You're the 24th Corps commander for in the 8th Army. I don't know where the hell that is. I think you're somewhere around here near Warsaw, if I remember correctly. But I did see your little icon there. I'm just looking here. I mean, don't worry about it, man. This is totally spontaneous. And yeah, you guys are, thank God, having your own, doing your own thing. Yeah, with what else? No, that's about it. I think I should later on make a grilled cheese and dill pickle sandwich. That'll be nice. And then tomorrow I slowly get focused into reality. Like I said, Monday will be a slap in the face. Going back to work. Oh my gosh. I'm sure the commissioner at that place is going to be like, what the hell? And I didn't tell him I was going on holiday. I didn't see him. He was doing his little rounds when I got into work. I'd like to get to work way earlier than my core hours start at 6. You're allowed from 6 o'clock on. That's when I can start clocking in my time. But I usually get to work by 10 or a quarter after 5. And then I slink in. Most people I won't see another human being other than the commissioner until about maybe 7 or so, maybe. But it's lovely. That's the way I like it. I can't deal with this get up and open the door and there's like a stream of human beings running around doing all kinds of stuff. I used to do that for years and years and years. I can't do it anymore. I need to really ease myself into people land. So yeah, that's what I do. I go to work. It's basically it's pitch black and there's hardly anybody around. I go in. The only person I see is the commissioner and the cafe bakery people setting up, like, starting to get the stuff ready. But I don't see anybody for quite a long time, and it's absolutely freaking awesome. And then it's just slowly they trickle in, and I can deal with this, the social anxiety or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, we're good to go. We're good to go. Which is bizarre. I know there's been a few people before saying, even myself, you do what? You do a live show? You do what? And they're like, that is so like the antithesis of your personality or whatever. I'm like, yep, it is. But I just so want to engage and interact with other people that are into gaming, and especially obviously Great War gaming or just the Great War. I'm like, I just want to. I am compelled. I have no other choice. What do you want me to do? And it's certainly getting better. I was saying to Zoe Dufour a little earlier. I remember, it doesn't happen anymore. I mean, I still get anxiety and a little bit whatever. But I can remember many, many times my hands, I could barely grab the mouse. I was just shaking like a leaf to try to grab it, just to hit the go live button, But, we're about to, live stream 96 is coming up, for goodness sakes. I'm just going to say this again. I know. I think everybody here has been on the hanging out on the live stream. Unbelievably, eternally grateful for you guys, man. Unbelievably, eternally grateful. Thank you so unbelievably much. What you guys have given back to me. I'm just floored. Absolutely floored. It has been nothing at all what I thought it's just been spectacular. So thank you so much. I'll never ever be able to ever repay or ever show how much how appreciative all of you, like, just even like, I'm not just saying just pop it on you, but doing your own bits and and letting other people see your stuff. Incredible. Just amazing. What a beautiful world we live in for this bits. I can tell you that. Now I'll go back to this. Sorry. We'll rotate you over. Oh, you're gone. You're off the bed. Grog shit. Probably you're already gone, so I don't need to see it. And don't worry if you like. I'm just hanging. Like I said, people disappear, then they disappear. There you go, man. Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you, Charles, but I did tell. I think Meandering Mike way back when. I used to think you thought I was like you didn't like me at all. For ages, until I think we started chit chatting a bit on. I can't remember his channel name. The guy that did it at Friday at noon there, and then he vanished for a little while, and then he's back again. You got it for Vinus Wargaming Community, 100 flipping %. Meandering Mike mentions it almost ad nauseum. It's amazing. But he's right, man. So yeah. Like I said, I want to, on a side note, speaking of which community, I want to see if I can purchase one of Mark Rogero's games, man. Like I said, I want to have one of his games where he's touched those bloody things. Oh, I'd love to get his Storm of Steel game. I don't know if he's going to sell it or if he sold it already. That would be like amazing. What? I'm a commissioned officer? Okay, cool. Okay, I thought in real life, I was like, what the hell just happened? So you can Trust me, there's a Great War Whisker. Oh, Willie Marins, man, yeah, you're people are scared to death of you, or some of them, anyways. Oh, maybe you're like just an old softie. Oh, Telemachus, as if, man. Yeah. What are we doing here? Not too bad. Poke around and look around. I guess the warning bell I had with the production chart and whatnot for Der Weltkrieg is looking at the differences in the army list for Tannenberg and Galicia, and then the shift over to the Gorlitza Tarnów breakthrough. And I'm like, how the hell do you go from that amount of divisions to an absurd amount of divisions? And we're only talking May 1915. And the Germans still have to deal with the Western Front. And you know they're loading up more so on the Western Front. So how in the world is that possible? Yeah, this is still early days for me, but I have to start taking a look that way. I understand that there was already things in the works. You know what I mean? So you got to look at, okay, what was being already started up in like September 1940. I get that, but those are already factored in. But I'm still like, I don't see where all of a sudden magically could I recreate the amount of divisions and artillery and everything else that's needed for the Görlitz Tarnów breakthrough in May 1915? Could I do that? I don't think so. I don't know what. Yes, I want that. I want to see him play North Africa 41 as well, man. The Grobshed's not around anymore, but he's a pretty big North Africa dude. Oh, I ended up trading. I remember Desert Fox away. A Desert Fox Deluxe to him. Can't remember what I got for it. Something good, that's for sure. Which is great. I think I mentioned before is that trading with him is awesome. We both feel like we're ripping each other off. Just like I feel bad about it. So it's like, okay, if we're both feeling that way, in other words, we're both winning. So it's a great thing. Yeah. You know what? I think maybe that's the way to do it for the First Army. What I'll do is, because like I said with the First Army, I just want these guys over here, just these little pink dudes. They're just in a supportive role. So it's not not my main thrust. But I think I mentioned to you that since it's 1915, and if units can put in 5 strength points or more into even like a forested area, because now we're getting into that bit where the armies are starting to clue in on how to make better defensive works. Oh my God, I'm not kidding. I just read last week, this is how much the Romanians still need to learn about defensive tactics. And the Austro-Germans are like, for some areas of their line, they're just using wooden stakes and so on and so forth, and like a little trench, but they're using like wood. They're still thinking that way, and it's like, oh my God, that ain't gonna last, dude. Trust me, a couple of artillery shells there and your wooden stakes are gone, man. Gone. Holy F. Oh, we know what happens to them pretty soon. So, well, Constanza, remember, has already been taken. I think Bucharest is coming around, what, in I'm not sure yet. Let's not jump ahead, Chris. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do for the First Army. I'll give them just a bunch of elite troops. I don't want to, but the elite troops in my universe is remember, I'm not following Derville Creek anymore that way. And if I give them that, they're an auto 5, so I don't have like it becomes a solid defense. It's the Germans will need artillery to push them out. Okay, I can deal with that. Like I said, it's still fluid. I haven't written down anything in stone for these guys yet. Close. That's for sure. Okay, so how many spots do I have though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8. How many? I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 5 elite divisions left. I'll use them up, I think. Like I said, it's fluid. I'll do the first. First unit that I was assigned to in 1977 was the 2nd Battalion, 15th Infantry, the 3rd. I gotta write this down because I'll try to figure out a way of inserting it. Like I'll try to make sure that maybe that division is given to your corps. 2nd Battalion. Hold on here. '15th Infantry Division. Okay. Have I used the 15th Infantry Division yet? No, I haven't. Well, actually, no. What am I talking about? This is the Russians. I'll go and take a look for the Germans. But I'll write you down. I'll make sure that that gets changed around, and you'll your alter ego will be in charge of them. Sorry, 2nd Battalion, 15th. Okay. Ooh, that's a it's going to be a biggie division. Tough. You'll get in it. It's also called the Rock of the Marne for oh cool. Yeah, I'm getting grumbly. I can feel my stomach. Yeah, my God, man! I've just like I said, I've been reading my brains out. I'm really gonna miss that. That's been fun doing a lot of note taking as well. Got to actually transcribe some of it over onto my live stream sheet because there's some stuff I want to talk about, such as this is the Russian one. Where's my daily journal? Things such as war psychosis. Else? The Polish Triangle, which was Warsaw, Ivanograd, and Brest-Litovsk. I want to find out a bit more about the Kerensky offensive. Of course, I'm going to because we're going that way. And suffrage, I want to go and look up the definition of suffrage. I think I'm starting to clue in that it's not just women, when they say women's suffrage, it's obviously, and polemical, Polemical. I've got to find out what that word means. Got my war elephants. Oh, cool. I want to find out about that. What else? Oh, and the Hindenburg line was not the brainchild of Ludendorff, by the way. It was already in the works. Oh my gosh, he Holger Afflerbach brings up Clausewitz a bazillion times. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but I've got to obviously get his book or books on the military, whatever, because this guy just keeps quoting him every 5 freaking seconds. It's nuts. I want to go and look on the Wilson speech, the piece with that victory one. I want to find out the full text for that. There's a guy named Gustav Wyneken, Wyneken. Want to look him up. He wrote a beautiful little quote back in 1913. It says, "When I view the radiant valleys of our fatherland, which spread out here at our feet, I can only wish," and then it's in a colon, "may the day never come when the hordes of war wage through them. And may the day also never come when we are forced to carry war to the valleys of a foreign people." My, oh my. Oh, thanks, man. Over 50% of the German submariners died during the Great War. Jesus Christ, that's insanity. That's, I think, probably the worst percentage I can think of. It certainly was not for an infantryman. And this thing called Middle Europa keeps being brought up. MITTLE, Europa. Want to look that up. Or MITTELE, Europa or something. Yeah, it's just been a fantastic book. Like I said, not as narratively amazing as like the Alistair Horn, was it the Price of Glory or whatever? But the guy's just chock full of stuff. And like I said, this book, the other one there I just picked up, I'll show it again. Where the hell are you? I haven't even opened it up. But that little doohickey there, that just came in the post today. I'm really, really, really happy about that. He's a great. I've watched a few of his lectures. He's really good. Really good. Okay. What are we looking at? Well, maybe I'll close up soon. Back to work I go. Have a good night, everyone. See you at Zoid before. Oh man, it was super duper nice to see you. Have a great night, man. Good Sunday to you too. It'd be good to hang out with Stefan. Yeah, maybe I'll close up soon so I can go and eat and whatnot. Focus on stuff. Like I said, it was nice to just look. Like even yesterday, Corvinus Wargaming, like I was saying when I popped on your show, I was just looking around. I was about to go on live, looking around. I just wanted to chat with people live. And then lo and behold, you were on. I was like, yeah, wicked. And man, you stayed open for a while. I was like, holy cow. That was neat. And boy, did we ever talk about a lot of stuff. I'm just looking at the Arabian conflict zone on my wall. Yeah, I'm glad that the Hissy Cat deadline is not till July or something like that. I was like, okay, when I heard that, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I would like to do, like I said, I'm going to make sure that, yeah, I understand it's, whatever game or that type of stuff. And, but I don't want to go so far into the concept land where it's like, well, you can't really play the game. Like I've said before, I want to get away from, I want you to fight the battle, not the game. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad then you get your outlet for finance wargaming. Yeah, it's just going to be. No, still got a fair amount of. I've only assigned, I think. Unless I check my other guys. I've only assigned 2 Opal Cheney brigades, so that's not too bad. Like I said, it's all fluid anyway, so. I'm gonna get another army, man, in a little while. The Russians. Can't remember when they have to go look. I don't want to get one, but I think it's okay. The reinforcement schedule is yep. I get anywhere well the January 27th to the 31st turn 1915. I'll get the 6th Army HQ. So right now it's just using the core HQ to direct traffic there. And then February I get 2 infantry divisions at 4 strength points each. Oh, sorry. And then mid-February, I get a reserve one, and then April, I get 3 artillery brigades because they're already in the queue, like they were already in the production thing. Had nothing to do with this. And then May, at the end of May, I've got another cavalry division. Like I said, I've got the Russians got an 82 hex front, man. It's nuts, just ridiculous. Yeah, the Austro-Hungarians. Well, of course, they still got to deal with Serbia and all that stuff, and they got to abstract that. So it's not like they're getting away with murder, but they've got such a tiny front; it's ridiculous. And as we know, historically, on my game, well, you can see for Christ's sakes, the Russians didn't do anywhere near as good as they did historically down in Galicia. Nowhere near. Oh Christ! Lemberg never got taken. That was taken in September. My God. So nowhere near that. Not even close. Oh my God, those days. I still remember a little bit from way back when. Making the September offensive for the Austro-Hungarians towards what's that place called? Lublin. Oh, it's so close. It was like we were about 20 kilometers away, so about a hex away. But yet again, as you see, like all this time, just ran out of steam. Eh? Just didn't have enough gas in the tank left. Had to pull back. It's almighty what a game. I'll have to shut down soon. So, like I said, so I can start focusing on whatever eating. Mind you, I think I've said before is I don't see why not just sometimes just let the bloody thing run, and you wander away and you're not here for an hour or whatever. Oh, I did pop on a tiny little bit there on the Compass Games thing on Thursday. It's neat to see them doing those. Like I've seen them before. The quad-ish looking SPI things that they're doing. I like that. I like those things. Yeah, guys, I'm going to I'll give it another couple of minutes just to whatever, but like I don't want to just hit the end button, but I'm going to probably focus on other stuff. Like I said, like eating or whatever. Hopefully this went kind of well. Like, and please let me know later as well. Of like, Chris, you should maybe have it. Like, I know it was just a spontaneous thing to see what's happening or whatever. Oh my gosh, you want to see Leo? Let's see if I can show you Leo. So I won't know if he, well, actually I can. There he is. Hello, puss. Oh, you. Hello, you. What you doing, you puss? You puss. Exactly, Corvinus wording. That's why I absolutely adored like last night. Like I said, I was like, oh, I just want to hang out with some people live. And then you were there. I was like, this is perfect. And your show, exactly like you say, you're just like, hey man, I'm just painting and doing my thing. But I was amazed how much you responded every 5 flipping seconds to people's comments and so on and so forth while you're still painting. It was like, wow, you know what I mean? You were certainly keeping an eye on that thing, but it's nice. Yeah, I think I'll shut down. I'll go and turn off the whatever so I can go and focus on whatever's. But if this, like I said, I think I'm going to start. I've wanted to do this before, anyways. Is keep an eye out. There's certain time segments during the week, like for example, every second Thursday around when Compass Games is not doing their show. I've noticed that Hex to Hex and whatnot, some other people pop on, or they appear at 9 o'clock right after the Compass thing. There's some of these little spots, and yet again, Hex to Hex has done the screw it. No one's on doing something on a Saturday night, so he just shows up, kind of thing. The same thing. I think that's what I'm going to start looking at. Is I'm like, well, I've got some free time or whatever, and I'm already working on my game. Why not hang out with people? It just makes sense. It's about a rotary trimmer from Lycos to make counters faster and more uniform. I've never. Geez, good luck with that. Hope you don't destroy your whatevers. I'm hopefully people will let you know how to use that. I gave up. I started being Mr. Counter Clipper right off at the beginning there, like because everybody was doing it. I was like, oh, I guess I better be like everybody else. And actually, I did mine not too bad. So I was using I think I made a fake. Got them upstairs. Actually, hold on. I'll show them very quickly. It works. But can't find them. But what I ended up taking was like a plastic case, like a tape cassette case, not but a flexible one, not like a hard plastic. And I just cut a corner off to the side so I could stick the counter in, and then chopped it that way. It worked for a while, but like I was saying, I was like, oh, screw this. I don't need to. Mind you, then you get games like Shoots Troopa, which comes with pre-rounded counters. So, there you go. Beautiful stuff. All right, I'm going to go off to Wonderland here and hit the off button. It was awesome to see you guys, man. I hope you guys have a cool time. And yeah, it was nice to take a break in a weird way. Like Zoe Ufor was actually asking this morning, she's like, or this afternoon, how did it go? Did it feel weird not being on your doing the show? And she's like, actually, I went to pop on just so I was doing some errands and I wanted to. And I was like, I know. I was like, yeah, but it was a good idea because, like I said, I had my birthday this week and then we had Halloween. I was like, I just can't shove it, do whatever. See you guys later, man. I'll see you guys on your own shows or commenting or whatever. Yeah, man. Thanks. See you later. Hope you have a good one. All right. Let me hit the funky thing. Bye.